Dr. Hirzel, you are a declared liberal anarchist.
Good morning, Graham.
But probably you would agree with me that the protection of life is one of the most important acts, and often requires the state.
Could you be more concise, please?
Yes, you write the following. Even though there might be cases where consumer information was not enough to protect the individual from unrecognized harmful products, but this would not justify state intervention. My question is, how much are lives worth? What is the method used to determine whether state intervention, in lesser cases, is worthwhile or not? Further, how might minor changes in evaluations of variables in the equation change the dynamics?
Thank you for this question. Let me clarify 2 points. The most important act in Schweizer's ethics is not the protection of lives. We all know that the ability to keep people alive is very limited and barely exceeds 80 years. That doesn't mean that he does not promote the idea that protecting life is something very important, but it is not the prime focus. The key goal in Reverence for Life is the becoming of a person every day newly. Second, I'm not advocating for lesser state intervention. I am advocating to do everything in order to promote an attitudinal change towards reverence for life. This includes also the recognition and respect of the world as it is, including also the current state of affairs in the country, which is usually the state. Life is not a unit, thus it cannot be calculated. Its value is infinite. If you destroy the slightest entity of life, you are evil. As Schweitzer said, the good cautious of the devil. The true threat of the state is not that it oppresses people, but rather that it facilitates the delegation of personal responsibility. It tends to depersonalize people.
If I understand you right, it's not done by eliminating the state.
Right. Perhaps it is not even necessary to eliminate the state. The ideal would be to offer tools and spaces in which responsibility was promoted or trained. But if a state was able to provide such an approach, that was not part of my research. It is thinkable that such a state could exist. What I was thinking through was a tool that would help to train self-governance. This could in theory also be useful for a state in which independent and self-reliable, responsible persons are desirable. This is certainly not the current situation in Spain where I currently live, but we should not give up hope. As a concrete example, my research project was part of a larger effort of reconciliation in my Spanish town Tomelloso. In 2012, I led a project where we brought people from the left and the right side together in order to discuss concrete present problems in the economics of our town. We did this through events combining literature, especially Don Quixote, and gourmet tastings. The outcome was that many of them realized that their ideas about real problems and solutions, besides the political dogma, were not that different as they originally thought. For 2016, one of my goals, together with an art movement in our town and the director of our town's public state library, is to change the way history is taught in schools. The long-term goal is focusing on the historical memory, referring to the crimes during Franco time on every side, and the victims of ETA terrorism. Both have the same roots and a close relation to this leftist-rightist dichotomy. What we want to do is starting projects in schools together with the current state employed teachers in order to set up workshops in which kids can learn how history is made, rather than learning what happened in the past. They will start by searching for letters and diaries of grandparents and visiting the local archives in order to tell their vision of a history of our town, which is so far almost non-existing. Does it sound plausible?
Sounds interesting. We will keep an eye on it.